Temitope Olomola. Everybody calls me Tope though. I teach at Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria. I'm a professor of organic chemistry. I also here at the university, I'm involved in the postgraduate program. I'm a member of the board of postgraduate studies here at the Obafemi Awolowo University. I was a member of the fourth cohort of the African Science Leadership Program, so I was ASLP cohort 4. But I have always been a firm believer that the strength of Africa will ultimately flow from a place of leadership. Scientific leadership occupies a pivotal place in the shaping of culture and civilization of any group. So when I realized there was a program targeted at science leadership on the continent, I had a sincere desire to be a part of it. So while I did not know how exactly the workshop was organized, how it runs, I just felt it would give space for different views of leadership to be discussed. I must confess, the actual experience was something the person is better participant of than being told. It was really, really a very great experience. It was great realizing how much I had to learn. I had to also unlearn, and in fact, in general, to continually engage in the learning process. So there was a bit of learning, a bit of unlearning, and perhaps a bit of relearning as well. So yes, for me, it was great. My expectations in general were met, and I think in some areas I also could see a whole lot that I probably wasn't even picturing prior to the training. It simply revolutionized a lot about me. My expectations were surpassed by far, and my thinking, the whole, my worldview was really repositioned significantly. The facilitators and the invited provocateurs created a lot of fresh thought pathways, in my mind. It made me see the importance of attitude in how I do things, and then also the place of reflections. I think those stood out quite significantly, apart from, vocabulary and the place of how you use language and things like that, which to be honest, were very, very impactful for me. I think I also had a great cohort as a whole, and that made the experience even better. Now I practice generous listening habitually, which is one of the things I picked directly from the fellowship. Oh yes, there are very many moments that were great. I think I liked a lot of the icebreakers, particularly, but expressing myself on canvas. And this was a late evening event, where we had to do some paintings. Was really something that took me out of my comfort zone, and that really for me was a memorable event. I remember when we were asked to, much later, this was towards the conclusion of the program, when we were asked to imagine ourselves as accomplished leaders and to travel forward in our imagination. And that for me was something that I'm not sure before that time I had ever really. I mean, I had goals, I had great ideas, but to just imagine myself 20 years down the line and just figure who I had become. I think it was a very another very important moment in my own life. Yes, I have applied the skills learned in general. In other words, even in my teaching, in how I respond, address my students, but in particular in how we also engage with our kind of research. So rather than thinking something is impossible or something cannot be done, we try to approach it from a how might we kind of angle, how might we overcome this particular and peculiar challenge. For us, we do have quite a bit of challenges in this part of the world, but we've chosen not to be, we've chosen to be leaders irrespective of the environment that we have. And so for me, I think it's been a matter of practicing those skills or applying those skills in getting the next generation to actually think out of the box and not be limited by the environmental challenges in particular. So yes, it comes in partly in teaching, but especially in conducting research. An African science leader is one who promotes scientific excellence, promotes policy advocacy, and in some ways, general progress. It could be socioeconomic, it could be political of sorts, but promotes progress in thinking and in living on the continent. So in a sense, for me, I feel a science leader has a lot to do with the aura they bring to the table, the mindset, the way of thinking, so basically promoting science excellence, policy advocacy, and social progress across life, basically. Innovation knows no bounds, and neither must we. As Africans, we must continue to harness our collective brilliance, break barriers, and pioneer solutions that transform our continent ultimately. Together, we can propel this continent to new heights of scientific excellence, driving progress, prosperity, and sustainable development for generations to come. Evolutionary.